Guys, I'm Sarah Becker. I'm the director of marketing here at Virtual Health. And one of the things we're trying to do is go a little bit more behind the scenes to explain some of the features and unique capabilities of Helios. So I'm super happy today to be sitting down with Nate Prescott. He's our Senior Director of Customer Experience. And Nate is going to give us a little bit of the inside scoop on some of the unique configurability features of Helios. Nate, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Thanks, Sarah. Yeah, my name's Nate Prescott. As Sarah mentioned, I am the Senior Director of Customer Experience here, and I'm happy to chat a little bit today about the flexibility that Helios offers with respect to the configurability that's built into and is really kind of the core philosophy behind the product itself. So Helios right now is up to 90% configurable out of the box. And kind of what does that mean, right? That means that we can respond very quickly to changing market needs, changing healthcare needs for each of our customers. It also puts a lot of the keys to the car, so to speak, in the customer's hands as well. So as you know, as marketplace changes that dictate, as new compliance and regulatory or regulations come out, we're able to respond extremely rapidly, and so are our customers themselves. So we pride ourselves on the sort of the configurability philosophy that's baked into really the core ethos of what Helios is and how it's able to serve a healthcare marketplace.
So Nate, you talked about car keys to the car, and it sounds like there's quite a lot of things in Helios that are configurable. Can you give us a little bit more details and insight into that?
Yeah, definitely. So what I mean by that is really anything that my team would be doing or a product expert has the capability to do here at Virtual Health is something that a well-trained customer team can do as well, right? So with the assumption that you are as the customer are really the most informed and the most updated about what your needs are in any specific moment, you have the opportunity to sort of mold Helios to meet those needs in those specific moments, right? So we have a very powerful rules engine, for example. Well, what drives those rules? Things like a risk, like the concept of risk associated with a particular member's profile, the concept of assignment queues, right? So we want to make sure that the appropriate members are being serviced by the appropriate physicians and clinicians, right? Service planning, care planning, utilization management. All of those elements are driven by the configurability that's enabled within Helios. And all of those elements are able to be manipulated, edited, changed, and configured by an administrator on our side, but more importantly on the customer side as well.
And Nate, you mentioned workflow. So something I know we've heard from conversations with clients in the past, in recent talks with new customers who are looking for a new platform, even with some of our consultant partners, is there are a lot of complaints when somebody wants a new workflow in a platform and they need another configuration done. People complain about it being a very long and costly process. They have to get assigned a project team. They have to pay extra for these, some very minor configurations to even be done, and they can't even do it themselves. So it sounds like we do things a little bit differently. And I'd love for you to just explain kind of how we approach those processes for doing that.
Sure. Yeah. So one of the ways we look at each of our customers is that they are the experts in their own workflows. They are the ones who understand it the most in depth, what they need to accomplish on a daily, weekly, quarterly basis, right? Helios allows them to accommodate those needs quickly and swiftly, but ultimately at the end of the day, like as a customer what you need to be delivering. And so I think a couple of the biggest advantages or the biggest really selling points of this configurability that we offer is one, speed to market, right? So if you encounter a new scenario that you need to manage among your population, and that needs to be done as soon as tomorrow or as soon as next week or 2 weeks from now, that's possible. you can incorporate a new population or a new workflow. You can build new service planning or care planning workflows or new workflows directly into the system because you are the expert users. You have the keys to do that. And then your virtual health team, your virtual health counterparts just can ensure that those are sort of plug and play and they get into your production environment as quickly as possible, right? I mentioned compliance there, right? So it's often that there are new regulatory requirements that come into place that can be fairly complex, that in a normal development environment might take weeks or months or quarters to really accomplish and suss out. But if 90% of your environment is able to be manipulated into and molded into a shape that meets those needs, then we can cut those weeks and months and quarters down to days and hours, right? And you can do all of that testing as a customer yourself to ensure that it's meeting your needs in real time. So the compliance, the speed to market, and really on top of that, there's no hidden fees here, right? So as the expert in your own workflow, you know what you need. You can build it, we can validate it for you, and we can push that straight into your production environment on an as-needed basis. And that's something that just comes sort of standard with working with virtual health and working within HELIOS.
That's really amazing that we can offer clients that ability to sort of, self-manage and create test configurations and to be what they really want them to be, and then just work with that team to quickly get them live. And I love that it sounds like we do that really routinely, right? We're ongoing doing that. You guys have a dedicated account manager. They have the team to do this. Now, one more question before we kind of close here, because this has been incredible. What does happen if the request is a little bit more complex? You mentioned weeks to months. What if something comes in that's, say, an entirely new component or feature in HELIOS? What happens then?
Yeah, good question, Sarah. So that's where a couple of teams would come in, right? We have a HELIOS Solutions Group team, and we have our product management team. And those are the two teams that are going to be primarily focused on a few different processes. One, identifying and working with you to determine what are the specific requirements, what actually needs to be changed within the concept or within the context of HELIOS, excuse me. We'll define specifically what that change will and should look like, and we'll put that together in standard documentation with you. We'll deliver that to a test environment that your team will utilize. You'll UAT that, so you'll perform that user acceptance testing once it's been delivered. And then once everyone signs off on, hey, this is what I'm looking for, and this is meeting our needs, and these are the workflows that we're able to accomplish now, we'll go ahead and deliver that to your production environment, along with training documents, walkthroughs, and other supporting materials, right? So, and along the way, we'll be there to help.
But can you kind of lay that out for us, I don't know, a little more visually? What does it look like if a customer has a simple configuration management request? What do they do to get that from, creation and testing to production to live?
Yeah, that's a really good question. So right now, after a customer's essentially built their configurable elements and built their workflows, tested, validated that those workflows meet their needs in their sort of, call it a UAT environment, their lower environment, where their test teams and support teams are working on a daily basis. So say all of that's been done, they determine, okay, yeah, this configuration looks good. This workflow looks right. The rules are doing what I expect them to do. The care plan looks appropriate. The risk assignment looks great. They'll submit what we'll just call a simple formal config migration request, and that'll come to our product team or our customer experience team here at Virtual Health. We'll take a look. We'll validate that on our side as well, just to make sure that everything sort of looks up to snuff and is aligned with what we expect it to be aligned with. And then all we'll do at that point is shepherd the configurable element from their UAT environment into their production environment. And that's just to ensure that everything is moving into production safely and in a well-tested manner.
Okay, Nate, thank you so much for just sitting down and giving us kind of the behind the scenes of HELIOS's configurability. I think this is definitely going to be informative for people who may not know enough about the platform, but we also are really proud of this. Right? This is really kind of an unmatched configurability thing that HELIOS has got going on. So thank you so much for taking time to just sit down with us today.
All right, thanks, Sarah. Appreciate it.
Everybody, this has been a fantastic first feature care chat for 2024. If you'd like to learn more about Helios, as well as all the things you can do within the configurability that Nate mentioned earlier, please shoot us a message or a comment on the video or visit us at virtualhealth.com.